Welcome, my fellow movement enthusiasts. Last week I had a very heated argument about what constitutes the most effective way to train your abs. And there were some people who claimed because your abdominals are usually or mostly responsible for spinal flexion, that doing sit-ups and crunches is the most effective way of training your abs. Do you think that's correct? If you've been here on this channel before, then you definitely know that that is not the right way to train your abs or the most efficient way to train your abs. Sure, you might get a little bit stronger in your core, but all things considered, your core does not only work on spinal flexion. In fact, just standing around here, I need my abdominals to keep me upright. The tiniest movements that I do have to be adjusted by my core. And strengthening our core takes on a little bit of a different direction if we know how our core musculature works, which is what we are going to be focusing on today, training our abs the way we should train them. If you're ready, we'll get into it right now. I am a fan of combining dynamic and static strength with control, especially when it comes to our abdominals, because a strong core does not only protect us from injuries, but will help us with all kinds of different disciplines that we're going to be working on, be it cardio or strength training or calisthenics, animal movements. Whatever you train, having a stronger core is going to benefit you in any case. So we will start out very easy with the least intense exercises and build our way up to stronger and more advanced exercises. Sit back just a little bit, keep our upper body extended. Now all we want to do is left side, raise, hold, and switch, right side and hold. Now we're focusing more on our hip flexors and our lower abdominals, but we can basically just flex the entire core. We're going to hold statically for a couple of seconds and we're gonna switch it up. Now we can move on to the second level by raising both legs and putting them down again. You might need to compensate for a lack of strength by leaning backwards just a little bit. Raise both legs, extended, flex, and bring them down slowly. Now we can increase the intensity by raising our body and increasing the range of motion. Left side, right side. Try and hold it for a couple of seconds. Go down and switch it up. If you do not have the strength to hold yourself up on your fingers or on your hands like so, having a couple of yoga blocks is going to be very helpful for that exercise. Extend your arms up, hold, down, and switch it up. Adding the next level to this exercise, we're gonna raise our upper body. And again, if you do not have the strength, you may as well use the yoga blocks or books or whatever you have to elevate your upper body. And we're gonna flex all the way. Hold for a couple of seconds and extend your upper body. Do not put it down. Try and stay up here because this requires a lot of core strength as well to stay fully upright. And spinal flexion, spinal extension. Keep your core tight. Repeat. Spinal flexion, hold, extension. Which brings us to the final level of this exercise and why I have this stepper behind me. Because the last level of this exercise would be the classic L-sit. But the L-sit is going to be much easier if you do not have to stay on your fingertips. We can sit up here, put our hands down, raise our upper body very easily, and now we can raise our legs much easier than we would be able to if we were on the ground, and you do not have to raise them as far to get a nice little flex in your abdominals. If you were on the ground, you would have to move at the very least parallel to the ground. This exercise is basically number one. We are working our way up to the L-sit. If you are ready, we're getting to exercise number 2 right away. Now for our second exercise, we're gonna need some place to hang, very relaxed, so we need a lot of space downwards. However, if you do not have that, there is absolutely no problem in having a slight help down here so you can step off whenever you need it, because this is going to require a lot of arm and forearm strength or grip strength to be precise. We're going to start out in a hanging position, and just like before, we want to start with the shortest and easiest movements first. So move, hold statically, 1, 2, 3, and relax. Of course, we can't forget our obliques, meaning we move sideways, hold for a couple of seconds, switch directions, hold for a couple of seconds. You can even do the one-sided one if you want to build a lot more oblique or core strength on the side, and switch it up. So now we have the forward, tiny movement, the sideways, tiny movement, and the same goes for the other direction. Most of you will have probably deduced that the next exercise is gonna be leg raises or just increasing the range of motion. But if you do not have the strength to raise both legs extended, you can first start out with knee raises, like so. Hold for a couple of seconds and go down. If you're still lacking the strength for that, you can work one-sided, and instead of holding statically, just start out with dynamic movements. Once you have the strength to raise both and hold, you can try and extend them further and further. Hold for a couple of seconds and slowly go into the negative position. Because believe it or not, we can take this even a step further by pulling up all the way and slowly going into a negative movement. Now, all of this is basically just practice for what we really want to achieve, and that is going to be one of the coolest and one of the most effective abdominal or core exercises in the whole calisthenics world. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be the windshield wiper, because we have all our core musculature involved in this one. Again, we're gonna raise up like so, and then we are gonna wipe our windshield sideways and sideways and sideways, and repeat. If you do not have the strength to do it with extended legs, then pull them in and switch with bent legs. Now you can trust me on this one. Take it to the bank, as they say, if you have been doing the last couple of exercises the way I showed them, going from one level to the next, increasing range of motion and building more and more intensity, then the windshield wiper will not be a problem for you in the very end. So I suggest start out with the easiest exercises first and slowly work your way up there. And once you notice, okay, I can do a perfect L-sit without a problem, I can do perfect leg raises all the way up, and then you can move on. Try the windshield wiper, pull in your legs, do it with your bent legs, move on to extended ones, and trust me, you will have a stronger core than anyone you know in your entire life. Sadly, however, that's all the time I have left for you today. If you like the video and subscribe, because we have new videos every single day on this channel. With that said, Captain Cairo, peace out.